Hey everyone, it is good to be with you on Read Through the Word today. Today is August the 6th. And I'm going to date myself a little bit with this little story. And it's corny. I'm just going to tell you that. It's very Southern. It's a little bit redneck. But it's really just a little bit of who I am. Southern. I got a little bit of redneck in me. But years ago, many years ago, see, Scott and I have been married 29 years in November. And we've been together 31 years. So when we first started dating, I began watching NASCAR because he did. And it was something that we could do together. And I didn't understand it. I really kind of still don't. It's going around in a circle. But there is some science to it. There is a lot of engineering to it. The tracks are different lengths, different asphalt, concrete, that kind of thing. There's different angles, different turns, straightaways. There's a lot to it. So it's not just going around in a circle, just for those of you that might not know that. It's really, there's a lot to it. But so this was back in the 90s. Late 80s and 90s. And there was a driver by the name of Bill Elliott. Maybe some of y'all know who Bill is. He's since retired, long retired. But his son Chase Elliott is actually driving in the NASCAR circuit now. But there's a little line that Bill Elliott said after one of his wins that was so country and so Southern that it has stuck with Scott and I. And we say it all the time to one another, and we say it in his dialect, in his with his accent and with his, tone, whatever, however you want to call it. Anyways, y'all are going to laugh at me. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I'm just going to be a little gooperish. But I am at heart. So after this big win, they, stick the microphone right up in his mouth and talk to him and Bill, how did you prepare for this? Or how did you come across this win? Blah, 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 blah. And he said, well, you gotta be prepared. So, if you don't know Southern redneck dialect, Bill said, you've got to be prepared. Prepared. So when I titled today's lesson, I said that out loud to myself. You got to be prepared. So when Scott gets ready to go fishing on a fishing trip or something, I'll go, are you prepared? That kind of thing. Or I'm going off on a speaking event. He says, are you prepared? It's just a funny joke. So now there's a little glimpse into our little silliness that we have in our fun marriage that we are blessed with. But I thought about Daniel when I read Daniel 1:17. Let's take a look at Daniel 1:17. God gave these four men, young men, which we know are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That is their Babylonian names. Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were their names. Still can't fathom being called and named for pagan gods. That's just... Anyways. So, they're called on to do some things. And as they're called on to interpret dreams and to do some things, they have the ability to do that. Did they go to dream interpretation school? Did they take classes in dream telling and dream interpreting? No, they didn't. It says here in verse 17, God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for understanding every aspect of literature and wisdom. God gave Daniel the special ability to interpret the meaning of visions and dreams. God prepared Daniel. He prepared Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. God prepares his children for what he has prepared for them. So many times I did not run after my calling because I didn't feel like I had what it took. I didn't have the skill set. But down inside, God knew that job or that assignment or that moment was mine. And I wonder what I've missed because I did not trust God's preparation for what he had prepared for me. I missed out on things. I know I've missed out on things. Oh my goodness, I don't want to know. I really don't want to know what I missed out on. Those moments of just abandon and trusting God. I am not feeling this, God, but I sense your leading. I'm not feeling it in my heart, but I'm sensing your leading, and you're taking me somewhere, and I'm just going to have to hang on for the ride. Because here's the truth. Everything that happens to us can be used if we let it. If we let it. If we allow it to accomplish God's plan in our life. And not just our plan, God's plan for our life, but God's plan for the narrative of all of time, of our place on the kingdom calendar. It's not all about us. It's the greater picture. So if God can use whatever has happened to me. And God can take everything that I've learned in these hard times, in these difficult times, in these good times, and use them if I let him, if I allow him to work in my heart to accomplish his plan in my life that he prepared beforehand, which actually weaves into the bigger plan that he has for the kingdom. I think Lisa had a lesson not long ago, I can't remember what day it was, about how the fact that on a cross stitch or embroidery, we see the underneath of all the yucky. But when God looks at it, he's looking at the greater picture and where we fit in that. And everything, he prepares us. If we are a life surrendered to his calling and surrendered to his purpose and his plan, not only for our life, but trusting his plan for our life and how it fits into the greater narrative of the kingdom of God. I've put some verses here because, that's my thing. I love to find verses that support what our lesson is about. And our lesson is about trusting God that we will be prepared. Being prepared means surrendering to God. Everything that's happened to us, everything that's learned, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it might be, God, I'm trusting you that you have used and have allowed sovereignly this situation to happen, good, bad, or indifferent, to accomplish something that you have prepared for me in advance that fits into my life for my good, but for the greater glory of you and the greater glory of the kingdom to come. So take some time and read these verses. Read them out loud. Look them up. I put the ESV here because that's just when I did a Google search, it just came up, the ESV. Look up in other translations. I hope y'all are doing that. I know Lisa and I do read from different translations, and we encourage you to branch out beyond our 10 to 13 minute lessons and our reading, 15 to 20 minute reading. Branch out beyond that. Do some searching yourself. Look up things on different websites that are of interest to you. Bible Hub is a great place. Studylight.org is a great place to find very reliable resources, free resources to investigate things. But yeah, we are prepared when we submit everything in our lives to God for the greater glory of the kingdom and for the good work He wants to complete in us that He began long ago. See you next time on Read Through the Word.